Collective. Spirit says, Puerto Rico, you're about to have a problem. You're about to have a problem, whatever you did spiritually by way of being in Puerto Rico or some group of people that are in Puerto Rico. You have defiled the indigenous land of some ancestors in the earth that are very, very angry. Satanic rituals being done in Puerto Rico are about to be uprooted by way of the forces of nature. This could be storms, floodings, things of that nature. Now, the last time we tapped into this energy, it was for Jamaica. And unfortunately, Jamaica had to pay a really hard price in order to rebuild. But there were satanic things that were being done there that people weren't talking about. A lot of heavy investments, okay? Puerto Rico, you got a problem. If you're new to this platform, welcome. If you're returning back, welcome back. These readings are coming on back to back. Welcome to Spiritual Court TV Marathon, where we talk about all things spiritual. Remember to take what resonates and leave what does not for entertainment purposes. Use your best discernment, okay? Clarify Puerto Rico, you have a problem. Puerto Rico, you have a problem. Somebody's in the bed with the devil. Some things are being done in Puerto Rico that are under the moon's energy, hidden. Things that are lurking beneath the surface are being uprooted. This is coming from the spirit realm. It's the spirits in the earth that feel defiled. Something about defouling, making something not foul anymore, cleaning up the mess by way of the forces in nature. Okay, something about water and fire. Puerto Rico and the earthquake. Clarify Puerto Rico. What's going on? What's under this moon? It's the spirits in the earth. They're saying, why are you covering up what it is that you're doing? Defiling the earth. Five of Swords. Sneaky, deceptive works are being done in Puerto Rico. Somebody went to a little town to go see a guy that does spiritual work. He's very unassuming. He lives in, I just heard he lives in the hood. So he lives in the hood of Puerto Rico. He's somebody very unassuming, very much under the radar. Why is he important? Why is he here? Puerto Rico, you got a problem because people keep traveling there to do some type of spell work. These are people that travel from the States to Puerto Rico to do their spell work, and they think that it's going to go undetected. Okay, for wealth, power, fame. Clarify Puerto Rico, you have a problem? Yeah, you got a problem. Judgment is here. Judgment is about to uproot something in Puerto Rico. Okay, we don't want this for them, but this is coming from the spirits in the earth. They're saying that we will no longer be defiled. The heritage of Puerto Rico, something about the spirits in the earth, the indigenous people, indigenous bloodline. Yeah, they're exposing people. The spirits are exposing the works. It's the ancestors there. It's sacred burial grounds that are uprooting things. There's some ancient gods in Puerto Rico that are being awakened, and they're shedding light on things that somebody didn't want anybody to know about. The Two of Swords is like blindsiding people, like nothing's going on over here. I'm just going to go see a guy that lives over here in the hood. This person does very powerful spell work. With the Chariot, you have to come to him, okay, in order to get this work done. He does not travel. He does not go outside of his jurisdiction where he has established what he likes to consider his spiritual domain. I just heard domain expansion. Okay, with the Chariot, you have to come to him, okay? He's off the radar, but he knows that he's been exposed. The spirits are letting him know. He could be doing divination, and he is predicting his own demise. Why is this man so important? And why are the spirits exposing him? Something about the eclipse energy. Because there's something about a victory over bloodlines, something about generational curses that can go no further. Defiling and defiling the earth. Something was wrong. Something's wrong with the sacred grounds. Somebody is walking on sacred ancestral grounds, and you woke up some ancient gods that have been asleep for thousands of years. Now, the Two of Swords could represent these practitioners keeping the spirits asleep and unaware, blinding them so they could not see what they were doing. But now it's all being revealed with the sun. No stone is being left unturned. And the Nine of Swords is here. Clarify, Holy Spirit, what's going on? The Five of Wands. Ooh, yeah, there's conflict, there's war. Oh man, somebody pissed off some bloodlines, some very rich bloodlines. Very rich bloodline. Something about Puerto Rico with the Five of Wands. There's about to be war, spiritual war, and there's a victory. The spirits in the earth, the indigenous people, the bloodlines are seeing that this is the only way to make things fair. It has to be exposed. Whoever this worker is that's connected to other workers, this person is losing it. This person is not sleeping at all. They could have really dark eyes, okay? Yeah, somebody's been doing this for far too long. Something about the last 46 years, 49 years of spell work. Clarify what's going on with this practitioner. The lovers. This person does binding spells. They break up marriages. They bind lovers. This is what their specialty is. They bind people through unauthorized marriages to bloodlines that they're not supposed to be in. And somebody's bloodline is not taking kindly to the fact that somebody tried to bind somebody to a lover that they're not supposed to be with. They've been blinding the saints. They've been blinding the spirits, putting the spirits to sleep. Now the ancient gods have awakened and they want war. They want blood. They want fire. They're coming to destroy. Somebody's getting premonitions about this. The Nine of Swords. Clarify. Puerto Rico, you got a problem? Yeah, this is divine intervention. It's coming from a high space, a high place. There's nothing that anybody can do about it. You cannot cool this off. The only thing that these people can do is go towards the divine and hope that the divine cools off the spirits in the earth. Something about fire and water. Clarify? I can't make this up. I'm telling you, people are traveling for magic, big magic. Three of Wands is like travel, the chariot, plane, car, automobile, getting to a guy that's on it. Like, again, these are people that are not flamboyant, okay? These are very wealthy people. They made money off of doing spell work. They prefer to be very quiet, very cloaked, but the divine can see them, obviously. The divine has eyes in places that people don't even know. We're just the messengers here to report. This is a warning for Puerto Rico. It's going to come out in the mainstream news. The magician. They travel to see the magician to get love spells done. They get chaos magic done to break people away from their lovers, their soulmates, and then they bind them into their bloodline. It's like forbidden marriages. Clarify? Yeah, in order to get these wealthy like bloodlines to be bound to their bloodline. This person charges a lot of money. A lot. Something happens over the course of 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, 369, excuse me. Thank you, Spirit. 369. Clarify, Spirit. Yeah, the star. To get pregnant, to have babies. A lot of celebrities go over there. There's a guy in particular that's under judgment. Although there are many practitioners there, Spirit is saying be very, very specific. There's one person that is under judgment. Puerto Rico, you have a problem because of this guy. Because when the judgment comes, it's not going to just isolate the event to that person over there that's breaking the rules. The magi that everybody comes to see and pays a big amount of money for to break up marriages and bind marriages and have spirit babies and like basically destiny swapping, spirit spouses, forbidden bloodlines. It's not an isolated event. So anybody that's in the line of fire is going to get struck down. This is what Spirit is saying. It's been a long time coming. The Nine of Pentacles. This person does like, yeah, they do love spells, binding spells. If the person is with somebody that they're supposed to be with, they'll do a breakup spell, separate the two people. And then specifically, their specialty is for women to have babies that don't belong to them, spirit spouses, or bound to men and or women who have a destiny with the divine. And they're supposed to have a certain child in their bloodline. It's an ancestor that spent the block. They've been able to quiet down these spirits. Somebody was feeding the spirits to keep them quiet, but now the spirits are aware. Yeah, they're leaving their offerings out in the cold. You need not set up that altar. You need not do that ritual. These spirits are not accepting your offering because you have defiled the earth. And then you try to defoul it. You try to remove your foul actions. Foul on the play. The Ace of Cups is here. Once the Ace of Cups shows up, you might as well just pack it up. This is bigger than a god, a deity, an ancestor, a spirit. This is coming from the divine, the creator. Which creator? The creator? Yeah. Sure, it says, let it be known that I'm still on my throne, the Alpha and the Omega, the great I am, omnipresent force. What people are concerned about has nothing to do with how big this judgment is. Whatever they're concerned about, going to and fro, the Three of Wands. Somebody recently just traveled there to break up two lovers. A lot of people. They pay big money too to get this done. Somebody prides themselves on their magic. They've never made a mistake. The Nine of Pentacles, and women end up pregnant, or men end up impregnating women. Vice versa. You got men and women that solicit this person. Somebody has a very, very wealthy, exquisite clientele. The Five of Pentacles, they end up abandoning their contracts. This is somebody that's played God over the course of 49 years, 50 years. Okay. Somebody could be 59, 49, something like that. Yeah, it's over. It's coming to an end. Something's being uprooted. Wherever somebody has done something on a sacred ground, doing unauthorized marriages, is being uprooted. I don't know if this is an earthquake or how they're going to come by way of the forces of nature, but there's definitely going to be some casualties. And that's the unfortunate part, because when judgment comes, it's not like, oh, it's just him over there. It's like, get away from the tower. Don't stand next to the guy who's in his final hour. He knows it is coming too, and he's trying to do everything he can to stop it. His clients are calling him. He could be arguing with them because spell work that he's done over time is backfiring. The love spells are backfiring. The children that they had, some of these people are losing their children or they're barren. They were never supposed to tie into these bloodlines. When I tell you these spirits in the earth are savages, they don't care how we process it on a human level. If they snatch a child or snatch somebody up, they don't give a damn, because something was forbidden. Five of Pentacles. And whoever this worker is, these spirits are not accepting his offerings. He's doing something under the moon. What's this moon activity? He knows that something is coming. Yeah, Puerto Rico, you got a problem. That's what I just heard. Yeah, you got a problem. Seven of Swords, somebody steals. Somebody was warned. This man is having premonitions. He doesn't want to lose his clientele. He's made a lot of money. He's mated a lot of people. But now it's backfiring all at once. It's backfiring too fast for him to try to correct it or silence the spirits, because it has literally invoked a bloodline that was not supposed to be married to another bloodline. In fact, it's a triggering effect. It's a domino effect. The Seven of Swords is sneaky and deceptive. Somebody's trying to figure out what can they do. This man is not sleeping, whoever he is. He's under severe judgment. Puerto Rico, you have a problem. The Ten of Swords, you got a problem. I am the messenger of the Most High God. Four of Cups, it's a missed opportunity. If you don't like this message, please don't shoot. I promise you, I'm just here to carry the message. Hermit energy, okay? Clarify Puerto Rico, yep. Illusions behind these spirit babies. A lot of people travel there for love spells. Love spells. This is this person's specialty. Breakups, separations, divorce from people who are supposed to be with soulmates, and shifting destiny to give it to either another man or another woman of a cursed bloodline so that they benefit off of somebody's spiritual gifts. A lot of women go there to be pregnant, to call in lovers that they're not supposed to be with, and they pay a lot of money to do this. Judgment, the severest of judgment. Okay, this is the message. Remember to take what resonates, leave what does not. If you're new here to Spiritual Court TV, hang around. If this resonated, like, love, share, subscribe. Remember to use your best discernment. Click the notifications button, as we are having a Spiritual Court marathon back to back for overall energy. Something's about to go down. It's divine timing. This is the message. I'll see you in the next video. I love y'all. Peace be with you.